How could you avoid mosquitoes? How could you avoid mosquito bites? How could you avoid to be annoyed by the mosquitoes?
It's so much more mosquitoes today.
In this video I'm going to talk about the techniques we're using, I'm going to talk about the tools we're using, and I'm going to talk about the chemical stuff we're using. So this is an anti-mosquito video. My name is Matti, I'm working as a dog musher and nature guide up in northern Sweden. Together with my partner Stina, we run a small lifestyle company where we make guided tours and also make this content. Outdoor life is actually what we're doing for living. Our main business is actually dog sled tours during winter. And you know about the winter? There is no mosquitoes then. It's summer in the north and right now we have kind of a lot of mosquitoes. In this video we're going to talk about how to avoid mosquitoes, black flies and all these flying insects that try to take a piece of your skin or blood. One of the first things I always try to do is to dress properly. I try to have a hoodie so they can't bite me in the neck. The clothes should be loose like this, so they can't bite through, or it should be so dense so they can't bite through. The worst thing is if the material is tight to the skin and very thin, because then they sit on the fabric and bite through and get your blood anyway. You can also pick colors that are more attractive to the mosquitoes, and one of the colors that they are attracted to is too dark. If you have more light, white and light colors, the mosquitoes seems like they don't like it so much. You maybe know some of these really clear bluish jackets and backpacks. They really attract some kind of the flies. I don't know if you have seen it. I also like to have a cap like this, and I think the mosquito don't want to come under here. You could also have a big hat because the mosquito really, it seems like they try to avoid to be under it somehow. And then you have the mosquito net, the net you put over everything. A lot of people like it. For me, personally, I think it's closed and I don't enjoy these net things. But sometimes even I had to wear a net because the mosquitoes are too much. And then we talk about the hands. The mosquitoes bite them, of course, and sometimes it's nice to wear a thin pair of gloves to protect them from the mosquitoes. And then we come to the chemicals that you put on the skin and that you put on the clothes. And then you have different kind of sprays like this. Or you have the roll-on also, and you have the oily things, and you have other local stuff also. What's common for most of them is that they contain something called DEET, D-E-E-T. And of course that's not vitamin for you. So it's good to not put too much of it on the skin, and they usually write that you should not use it on kids. This one, the Bushman, I think it has 40% DEET, and then the normal US 622 or the Mygga, they usually have like 19-20% of the DEET. And of course 40% is much stronger, and Stina love it, but Stina never put this on her skin. I use something like this, the lower percentage, and I put very often on my skin. So it's a kind of yeah, I would really avoid to put really strong stuff directly on my skin, of course. And we also have something that's called the jungle oil, or we have small cans like this with tarish things. This smells so good. I love it. When you use these two things, they are based on fat. When you use them, you get it on your hands. And then when you take the camera, binoculars, glasses, you got it on your equipment. And if you're working with lenses like camera stuff, this is annoying, super annoying. This also contains DEET, so I don't use the jungle oil, the oil stuff so much. Actually never anymore. Another thing with this is that if you put it, for example, on the shoulder and you have bare shoulder and you're out in the sunlight, this seems to work like making you brown, fast burning your skin. So I don't use that. This is my favorite right now. I changed a lot. But this one, Nordic Summer, from Vilmas in the north. This is my favorite classic, very nice smelling mosquito preparation. I use it every year now and then just because it smells so lovely. Sometimes I just open it and yeah, childhood memories. You also have something like this that you can put on your skin, so on. This also smells childhood memories. That was the chemical stuff we're using. And remember, it's not vitamins. There exists also more natural stuff with the citronella and things like that. And yeah, maybe that is better. I haven't found any one of them that actually work. You see Annie back here? Annie! Hey! Hey Annie! She's digging and playing around. Yeah. And so, that was the chemical stuff we're using. And then we had to talk about smoke. And then you can create some kind of smoke that keeps the mosquitoes away. Here is an electric thing from Nightcore. It's called EMR10. You charge it and then you put a tablet here and you switch it on. You have another one of this that's called EMR30. And you connect it with a power bank, and this have a small fan also. And you put the tablet here and it's spreading out the smoke from the tablet really, really good. Then we have this thermocell that are using gas canisters like this inside here. I made a video about how to refill them and I put a link down here. And you switch it on and start it, and this thing gets hot and you put the tablet there and you get smoke. One of these machines should keep like 20 square meters, something like that, with one tablet. And they are good to use if you don't have a windy situation. I didn't believe them first, but they are really amazing. And for shorter tours, I can highly recommend the one that use electricity, because then you can just recharge it and you don't need to use this one. If you are going on a longer hike and you still want to do this, bring this. I have checked, and then it's lighter to bring a lot of this gas tubes or things so you can refill the gas tubes and use the thermocell. Another way of making smoke is to make a fire, and the good thing with making a fire is that you can make coffee, and coffee is always good. So normal fire is also good to get rid of the mosquitoes. And then we also have location and different time of the day. So very often in the morning, if it's a little bit lower temperature, the mosquitoes are not super active. These summer mornings, when it's still warm and dry in the morning, the mosquitoes are active in the morning. And then you have to wait until the sun standing high up and giving a super hot day, then the mosquitoes are gone during the day. And then in the evening, when the sun starts going down, the temperature starts going down, then the mosquito gets active again. And this is a little bit different from place to place. Sometimes they are active in the day, sometimes they are active in the evenings, sometimes they're active just before it starts raining, and so on and so on. So timing is also important. And then we have location. If you are on a dry spot like I am now, there is less mosquitoes. If you are in wetland, close to a creek, close to a river when you're fishing, close to this more wetland when you pick up cloudberries, a lot of mosquitoes. Here, behind me, you see a dry small hill, a little bit more exposed to the wind. Down there, close to the wetland, more water, less wind. There's the home for the mosquitoes. If you're close to a lake and you can get wind, so you are wind exposed, of course that is much better than if you are in a wind protected area. And then I have a last advice about the bites from the mosquito, because you can't avoid getting bites. And you know, when they bite you, you get this itchy small spot, and you start itching, and it's annoying. And some people have problem to sleep in the night because they have these bites all over the place. Then you should have some of this antihistamine. It's for allergic reaction, because a mosquito bite is an allergic reaction from the bite. So if you have some of these tablets, you know, maybe you are using it, maybe some friends of you are using it, when you have these pollen allergic things, then you're eating this. And this loratadine is one of the thing that we figure out you don't get tired from. But it's different from one person to another person. Several different types. Try which one is best for you. This is no real side effect. It's not dangerous for you at all to use it. So you can use it also even if it's a short week hiking trip in Lapland and you don't want to get the mosquito bite. I think that was all from me today. Now it's time for a cup of coffee and then I continue hiking back home to my place. It seems like this summer have started out with really a lot of mosquitoes. And people say now that this will be a very, very terrible mosquito summer. But you never know, because suddenly you get a colder period, suddenly you get a super hot and dry period, and then the mosquitoes are gone. You can't really predict how the mosquitoes will develop during the summer. The only thing I know is if you have rain, warm, different this changing weather, then you get a lot of mosquitoes. And I also know that in the autumn, during the winter, then they're gone. So at least you can look forward to the winter. See you next video. Ciao. Every year there is people going out in nature. Every year people are surprised over how much mosquito it is. Every year someone disappears. I didn't know him, but it was probably a nice guy. I can't talk about this anymore. Let's go.